What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another Star Wars Shatterpoint battle report from Aegis Brand Studios, first of the new season. Unfortunately, starting this off with a little bit of shadowboxing, was not able to arrange an opponent, so figured just try out, see how well I can do in a fight against myself. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and not too many mistakes are made here. But we got our two teams ready to go already. We got some Spectre versus Scoundrels kicking around here. Now remember, guys, if you enjoy the content, you can help the algorithm by getting that like, comment, and subscribe button at the very bottom there. Or alternatively, you can go to Aegis Brand or patreon.com/Aegis Brand Studios. A couple bucks a month keeps the lights on, keeps the content current and coming. And I can't thank you guys enough for that one. Or, of course, iWargame.net. Use code AegisBrand to save 10% on one of their wonderful pre-marked mats when they are in stock. But anyway, you are here to watch some dice get rolled, so let's get into it. First of our two teams today, we have Princess Leia Charming to the Last, with Bosk and Han and Chewie in it for the money, kicking off on one side, with Lando Calrissian Galactic Entrepreneur, Lobot, and the Wingguard on the other side here, trying to leverage the scoundrel tag a little bit in this particular instance. Everyone but Leia is a scoundrel in this particular matchup here. So, kind of try and leverage that a little bit, see if I can do some fun things with Lobot. Lobot and Han and Chewie together just seem like a fun combination, especially with Bosk as well. So we're going to see how well that goes. On the other side of the table, we have almost pure Spectre going on here. Basically, the non-Spectre is going to be the Rebel Commandos. Just looking to get a couple more reps in with these guys. We know what they do. We got Kanan, Ezra, and Zeb in one side, and then Hera, Sabine, and the Commandos in the other. Priority has been rolled. And we have Lando and the Scoundrels winning priority, choosing shifting priorities. We got Leia with Bosk and Han and Chewie on one flank, Lando with the Wingguards and Lobot on the other. Facing off against Lando is Hera with the Commandos and Sabine, and then Kanan with Ezra and Zeb are going to be taking on Leia. And finding out what the first scenario is going to look like, there we go. We have Locate the Asset. Kicking us off, no Shatterpoint there. Instead, we'll get the Wingguard. Wingguard going to kick us off. They're not really going to have much shots in the first go here. So we're going to start with a take cover to get a hunker token here. And this guy's going to take cover just to get up to the ladder here. And then this Wingguard is going to go over here, use the ingress point to get up here and take this point. And then this Wingguard is just going to zip around to here to take this point, and they will be all done with a hunker. Moving over to Spectre. Kanan is going to go into reserve, and instead we are going to get Sabine. Sabine is going to use my friends make the impossible possible. And we are going to dash Ezra up here, giving him a hunker token. And then Sabine is going to run forward like so. And we will take a pot shot, I think, at the Wingguard over here. Actually, what she's going to do is she is going to... I'm going to go add some fireworks to the celebration, choosing this active objective right here. And the Wingguard can choose to they're just going to be potentially taking some damage. For each expertise, they'll take a damage, and the Wingguard will take 1. And then Sabine is just going to jump up to this level right here, backstop herself a little bit as part of that. Sabine will then just take a shot into the Wingguard and see what we can do here. So 6 dice coming in. Sabine's on higher elevation, so she's ignoring the cover from terrain, but they got the hunker still, so 5... Oh no, Wingguard are not liking this at all. So Sabine's 2 expertise will give her a crit and a strike, and the 1 expertise from the Wingard will give them 1 block. So Sabine will get through 5 successes. So Sabine will full tree. She's going to take out the Wingard with the 1 damage that's already been done on them, dealing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. In the process, she's going to apply a what's it called? A strain, a pin, and she's going to jump. Because what we're going to do with Sabine is we're actually just going to jump over to here and actually take this point away from the Wingard. Because that's something that that Lando's team will have to fight and take back. But that is going to be Sabine done. But that is going to trigger Leia charming to the last. All right, so Leia is going to dash towards Sabine here. Just get over onto this side. And unfortunately, nowhere near within 5. So she is not going to be able to do anything there. But she is going to apply a hunker. It's probably not going to matter a whole lot considering most characters are going to be activating again before they actually get to do anything. So I guess we're just going to give the hunker to Han and Chewie. And that'll be momentum for the Spectres as well as scoring 2 points. Moving back over to the Scoundrels, we got Bosk up next. So Bosk is actually going to run over here, make use of this ingress point, go up here, but end within 2 of Lobot to get the free focus action here. Then he's going to make an 8-die shot into Sabine over here, try to punish her for what she just did, with a very, very solid roll so far. And Sabine's got 4 dice to combat that with. And not as good for Sabine. She's just going to be blocking 2. So 2 expertise for Sabine is 2 blocks. 4 expertise for Bosk is going to be 2 crits. Blocking 2, that's going to be 4 successes going through into Sabine Wren. Bosk is going to opt for the pushes because Sabine's probably not going again for a little while. So push number 1 will bring her back to here. And then he is going to actually follow up. He's going to follow up this way. Getting right on the edge of that thing there. And then push number 2 is going to put Sabine. Actually, no. We're going to push Sabine even further back here. Get her off that point completely. And Bosk is just going to follow up one more time. Getting on this point and taking it. Bosk is then going to spend the force for explosive ordnance. Ooh, actually, hold up a second. Is Bosk within 5? Maybe screwed that up there. Oh no, Bosk is within 5. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to roll 5 dice for explosive ordnance. See if we can't do the last 3 points of damage to Sabine. No, it looks like it's only going to be 1 additional point of damage there. So Sabine will have taken 6 total after this attack. That does give him a dash, however, and he is just going to go right up to there just to... Actually, you know what? No, he's going to go right there because this way he's out of line of sight from a lot of shots. Ah, the rebels can see him anyway. So yeah, no, right there. Just to make him harder to push around. And they will score 2 points for that, giving some momentum to both sides. At this point, we're going to pull Kanan out of reserve, and we're going to go with him and start off with a man with 2 names. So he's actually going to use 1 dash to get Hera up a little bit here. Then he'll get to do his dash because he is a Spectre, just to get him right up to there. Kanan is then going to he's just going to move up to here, end within 2 of Ezra, which will allow Ezra to trigger Helpful Hand. And Ezra is just going to pop up over to here to grab that objective. And then I think we're just going to take a shot into Bosk. 7 dice to Bosk's 4. That's a lot of fails on Kanan's part there. So Bosk might be fine here. Bosk is going to block. I don't think he's getting by that crit there. He's going to block 3 of it, or 2 of it rather, so just the 1 crit goes through with Kanan, so just 2 damage into Bosk. And that's going to give 3 points to the to Spectre. Lando's team needs a big play here. We got the Shatterpoint card. We're going to go with Han and Chewie in it for the money, and because they think they can probably bully Ezra here. So Han is going to get up to there, and Chewie is just going to follow suit here. Going to toss a couple shots into Ezra here. 7 starting from Chewie, I guess. And Ezra does have a hunker, so he's going to be blocking with 6. Oh my goodness, Ezra's just blocking a whole bunch of things here. And after Ezra's phenomenal block, only going to get 2 through, it looks like. It is going to be 3 damage and a shove, though. So Ezra's just going to get shoved back to here, which will in turn allow Chewie to get up onto this point, effectively taking it back. Han's going to follow up with an additional shot into Ezra as well. 7 dice. That one's okay. I mean, it's not too bad there. 6 dice from Ezra, who is not blocking as effectively this time because it's mostly expertise. So 3 expertise is just going to be 2 blocks and still blocking 4 plus a dash. And the 2 expertise for Han and Chewie is going to be a crit and 2 strikes. So 3 are going to go through this time. This time he's going to do 4 damage, a shove, and a pin. So Ezra's just going to get shoved back to there. We're just going to follow up to there, get 2 people on that point. And Ezra is going to attempt to use the dash, and he's just going to strip the pin off him. And that is pretty much... Is that going to be the end of Han and Chewie? I think it probably is. So that will finish off their turn. They'll score 3, and we're going to put some momentum on both sides of the tracker again. Back over to Spectre, and we got our own Shatterpoint card here. I don't know if I am up for Shatterpointing just yet. Yeah, we're going to Shatterpoint into Kanan, I think, because I think Kanan can actually deal with Bosk. So Kanan is still in pack leader, so his first dash, he's going to dash himself, get up to this ingress point, then he's going to dash himself again to get up this ingress point, and then we are going to pick on Bosk. So he's going to focus, and I also realized last time I could have coordinated fire here, so we're going to coordinate fire with the Rebel Commandos as well. So focus, 8 dice with a coordinated fire damage, and yeah, Kanan is coming to play here. Bosk is only going to be blocking, I think, 3 of that. And Kanan, with his 3 friggin' expertise here, is going to be 2 crits and a reposition. And since Bosk will just regenerate the pin, or get rid of the pin when he wakes back up, we're going to opt for the 5 damage and a couple shoves here. And I think we're going to actually stick right there. And then shove number 2 is basically just going to shove Bosk a little bit over here, a little bit more. The reposition, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to reposition just to make sure that Leia's clapback doesn't push him out of the way here, because that is definitely about to happen. We are going to flip the point after all this is said and done, unless Kanan gets absolutely dummied by Leia. Leia is just going to, I think, because I don't think we want her to be engaged with Kanan. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to hit the ingress point and just end up over here. And then 5 dice into Mr. Kanan. Phenomenal roll by Leia there. Her 1 expertise is going to add a crit and a strike. So getting pure money on that one. And then Kanan is no slouch either. He's going to be adding here 4 blocks and a dash, but I mean 4 crits going through, that's a lot still. Working down the tree, Leia's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage, a disarm, and a shove. The shove unfortunately doesn't really do anything against Kanan there, but she is going to just kind of shove herself up a little bit here, considering Kanan's gone with both the Shatterpoint and his own card. He's not going again for a little bit, so she's just going to start repositioning there and call it a day. Spectre will score 3, getting really close to finishing out the struggle here, but the Scoundrels are doing a good job putting some attrition out there. Back over to the Scoundrels, and we got Lobot going up next. So Lobot is going to have Chewie run over this way, use this ingress point to get up to here, and then he himself, with his big computer brain, is going to run up to here. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to do. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend 1 force. And we are going to... no, we're not going to spend the force just yet. We're actually just going to attack with Lobot here, I think. 7 dice into Kanan. Okay. Lobot is coming to play a little bit. That's going to be an extra crit for him right there. And Kanan, with his 5 defense dice, is going to counter with not nearly as impressive. It's just going to be 2 and 3 and a dash. We're going to get rid of that. So 4 crits are going to go through onto Kanan. So it's going to be a damage and a shove. That doesn't really do much for him, but it does move Lobot up a little bit, which is Awesome. Then what we're going to do is we're going to apply another damage and a strain, 2 more damage, which is going to take Kanan down because he only need to do 3. Then he's going to get a free ability, which we are going to use to basically activate Chewie here and do some fun things there. So Chewie is basically, we're not going to make the attack because if I attack Ezra, that's just going to give a second trigger for Kanan's ability there, and I really don't want that to happen. So Chewie is just going to make his dash, and he's just going to end himself up here. Kanan's going to attempt to move. He's going to get rid of that. Then he's going to trigger his identity because he is a rebel and a Spectre. So he's actually just going to recover twice and then punch Chewie here, I think. So 5 dice into Chewie. It's a good thing he recovered and got rid of that disarm there. And Chewie, in response, is going to have 5 dice as well, which is going to block so he's blocking 3. And Kanan is just going to get 2 crits through. So 3 damage and a shove. So Chewie's just going to get shoved down to there. And Kanan is down, so unfortunately losing the point to Lobot down there and Chewie. And now that Lobot's contesting that point, it's going to be a tough one to take back. Basically, I got to take out Lobot now. So that's going to be some momentum and scoring 3 and some more momentum. So that was actually a very big turn for the Scoundrels there. Back over here, and we got Ezra up next. This one's pretty easy. Ezra is just going to run up to here, and I don't think he's actually going to attack anyone simply because he's only got 1 stamina left. I guess he doesn't have to do the full thing and take them out, so he will punch into Han there. 7 dice from Ezra going into Han here. Very solid roll. 5 dice in response. Not a bad roll either. So let's see what happens. Ezra's going to add a crit and a damage. Meanwhile, Han's just going to add an extra block there. So 3 successes and damage going through for Ezra. And he's going to apply 3 damage, a pin and a strain, and also flip this point back over to the Spectre control. And with that one, that is going to be the end of the struggle because he was able to get on there and tie it up. So struggle 1 will be going for Spectre. Kicking into struggle number 2, and we are going to have, right over here like this, we've been double crossed. So we'll go with this one, because if we go with this one, Ezra and the Commandos will be taking a point right off the hop, and that's no good. This one, it does mean the Commandos are taking this back point, but there's plenty of options to potentially get one of these 2 points back. So priority point is going to be this fella right here. And we're going to top deck Han and Chewie in it for the money. I don't know if that's a good one. Actually, no, I think we can work with that. So the downside is that they are pinned and strained, so they're going to have to figure something out here. Just going to have to risk it here. So Chewie is going to attempt to move, and it's going to strip that. Han's going to move, and unfortunately, it does mean that we are going to be taking some strain damage here. But going to be ending within 2 of Lobot, which means we're going to be getting a focus action with him. So that could be helpful here. Now, I've got to be really careful here because if I take out any Spectres, then basically what's going to happen is Kanan's going to clap back and take these guys out and need to score some points right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a combat action, and Chewie is going to target Hera. With focus, Chewie's going to have 8 dice here. Hera's going to have 5 with recover from her ability. Very solid roll from Chewie, and awful roll from Hera here. We're just going to get rid of that right off the hop, and 1 expertise on Chewie here is going to be 2 additional strikes. We're going to go to the bottom route, which is going to be 4 damage, a shove, 2 recovers, a disarm, and a strain. So we're just going to shove Hera back a little bit like that, and then Chewie is just going to follow up kind of on this angle right here, which I don't think it's enough to put him within 2 here. Not quite. So at the end of the combat action, we are going to spend, because Han has no one he can. Well, I mean, we're gonna shoot at Kanan, I guess, actually. So we got 8 dice going into Kanan. Not awful there, and we got 5 for Kanan blocking, because not within 4 for cover there, and That could have been better for Kanan. Kanan's just going to look like it's blocking 3 with a dash, it looks like. But Han and Chewie are going to be adding a crit and 2 strikes. So, let's just do this, and add a crit. So 2 successes go through, basically. Sorry, I math horribly. That's actually 4 successes going through. Had to review the tape on that one for some reason. So that one's actually pretty good. We're actually going to do the exact same thing, I think, where it's going to be the damages, the shove, and the 2 recovers with a disarm. So I think that just makes a lot of sense. So we'll just shove Kanan this way. We're going to follow up a tiny little bit down to here, which unfortunately is not quite enough to put me on the point there. But 2 more recovers does bring them down to 5 damage. So they were at 9, down to 5 at this point. We're then going to spend 1 force for a boring conversation anyway. And Han is actually just going to reposition down here. So we're going to be taking this point for the Scoundrels. And then we're going to do Look Out, He's Loose. And Chewie is going to dash this way, ending engaged with Sabine. Now, she can either stay engaged and get exposed, or she can be disarmed. I think what we're going to do, because she can dash... actually, you know what? No. Chewie's not going to do that. He's going to use the ingress point, get up here, and we're not going to care about being engaged. And that does mean that the Scoundrels will take 3 points, because they did get the priority there. No momentum is being given out at this point, and we're going to go into the next turn. Back over to Spectre, and we got Hera going next. So Hera is going to spend the momentum to use We Will Have Hope, and we're going to remove 3 damage from Sabine, and oh wait, hold on. Yeah, so we're going to remove 3 damage from Sabine, 3 damage from Hera, and 1 condition will get rid of the strain. Before I forget, priority point is going to be the very back point. Oh boy. We are going to start getting Zeb up the table, because I don't think Ezra makes it within 2 on that one, which would have been great because he would take the point. So we're going to start getting Zeb up the table here, and we're just going to advance him up to here because he is a Spectre. And then what we're going to do is Hera is just going to advance up to there. She's then going to go into Han and Chewie here. So 7 dice into Chewie with a coordinated fire. Oh my goodness, dice on friggin' fire today. And Chewie, oh no, Chewie blocks absolutely nothing there. Hera's 2 expertise is going to be a crit and a strike, which is pretty much the full tree here. Sorry, she was disarmed, so she didn't get the expertise there, which doesn't really matter because it's still giving her the whole tree because she only has 5 on here. We're going to go right down the middle, which is going to be a total of 5 damage, 4 recovers, a pin, a free ability. This is going to be backbreaking for the Scoundrels. So she's just going to follow up on her shove towards Chewie here, which will actually put her on the point. Which is, again, friggin' backbreaking here. All her, she's going to do 1 recover on herself, and then the other 3 recovers that she got here are going to be going onto Sabine here. We are going to be applying a pin to Han and Chewie here. Not that it's really going to matter because they're going to wake up and ditch it in a second anyway. But the biggest thing here is we will not stand down. We are going to apply that to Kanan, who's going to get rid of all his damage, 1 condition, and immediately make a reposition. So Kanan is going to immediately reposition right down to here. So just going to tie the point. Not going to take it back from... Oh, actually, he will take it back because Han and Chewie are down at this point. And then we're going to trigger Leia's ability, her clapback. So Leia is going to dash towards Hera here, getting over to here and take a 5-die shot into her. 5 dice into Hera! Oh no! And then Hera herself is blocking... Oh, when she has cover on top of all that. Yeah, she's just blocking everything. Nothing's happening from that attack here. She will also give a hunker to Lobot, though. But still, that is backbreaking. Going to gain a momentum and score 4 for Spectre. Alright, Scoundrels need some big moves here to try and work out of this hole. And it's going to be the point that Hera just took. Alright, and we got Leia charming to the last. So finally going to take advantage of of Lando's ability here. We're going to give her Scoundrel. And she is just going to start off... Oh, I guess we also got to dash somebody here. So, yeah, I think she's just going to maybe dash herself? I'm not entirely sure here. We're actually going to dash Lando. And we're going to get Lando up to here. He's going to get a hunker. He's going to immediately lose it, unfortunately, though. So that will be that right there. We don't really have force to spend here. We only got one force left. Although we only have Lando left in the deck, and he doesn't spend any force. So sure, it's a wonder you're still alive. We're going to choose somebody to do a recover. And then I guess we're just going to, I don't know, we'll recover the pin off of Han and Chewie here. And Leia is going to dash, just ending down here within 2 of Lobot. And because she is a scoundrel in this particular instance, she will get the focus action, which in turn will allow her to do another little dash here. She's just going to get over to here, and we're going to just take a shot into Hera. Need some big dice here. That might not be doing it. Although that's not the best Hera roll there. That's just going to be blocking 2 more and getting a recover. So 3 getting blocked over there. And the 3 expertise is going to be 2 crits. Which actually, that's not too bad. Because that's going to be 4 crits going through onto Hera. So she'll do 7, a disarm, and a shove. The shove is enough to take her off the point, thankfully. And we're just going to follow up a little bit here. Because that will put Leia on the point. I think she might have already been on the point there. Actually, yeah, you know what? She was already on the point, so we're not actually going to do that. We're going to keep her right there. It's also going to disarm Hera, just making her next activation a little bit less efficient here. Not that it really matters, because we are in desperate times here. And leaving Hera just, unfortunately, 1 shy of going down. They will score 2 for that and move on to the next turn. Priority is going to be the same point, so that is going to be what is now Leia's point. And we have Zeb coming up next. Zeb is going to start off by moving around here. Then he's going to spend a force for This Is Going to Hurt Pal. And we're just going to advance him again, choosing Kanan there. And we're going to get him engaged with Lobot over here. Actually, we're just going to move him right down there, just to make sure that if something poorly goes over here, this point is still in control of Spectre. He gets a free focus as part of that because he's engaged, and we're going to do an attack into Lobot with a coordinated fire damage from the Rebel Commandos here, who, geez, they haven't even gone yet. So into Lobot. All right, there's 2 fails there. Lobot with his 5 dice. We'll be blocking a little bit of it. It's going to block 1. It's going to disarm Zeb. So 2 get blocked. Zeb's expertise is going to be 3 right there. So a crit and a strike. So we're just going to add the crit here. Get rid of that for the strike. And then another strike. So 3 go through onto Lobot. Zeb's going to do 4 damage, a strain, and a dash. And the dash is just going to... The dash is going to go over this way, actually. Just so he can, if he activates again, he can get closer to this point, engage with Leia, so that's going to maybe slow Leia down a little bit. She's going to have to think about where she's going to try and do her her clapbacks here. And that will be Zeb's activation all done. And that will be 2 points for Spectre. And priority point for the Scoundrels, once again, that's going to be Leia's point. And that's going to bring us to Lando. Now, if I'm correct on this, I believe I can do a Sabak shift for him. So we revealed his order card. We're going to shuffle it back in, and he's immediately going to get pulled again. But it's going to refresh 2 force, which is going to give us our ability to do some hedge bets at the end of all this. So Lando is going to activate. All right, and I stupidly moved Zeb off the point here. So what's going to happen is we're going to do How You Doing, Your Old Pirate? And we're actually going to have Lobot move back this way. Because this will actually hold the point quite securely here. He's going to take 3 points of damage for it, leaving him alive on 1, but that is still not awful. So Lando unfortunately doesn't have a whole lot of options. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get back here out of engagement range with Kanan, but still within 2 of the point there because we want to flip this back, and we're just going to shoot Kanan. 8 dice on Pure Sabak, and oh no, that's awful. And then Kanan is going to block a healthy 3 of those, and I'm only getting 2 more strikes there, so only a crit goes through, and Kanan's going to get a reposition on top of all that. So we are going to push Kanan back just to there, get Lando right up to there, and I think Kanan, oh boy. So we're holding this point at the moment, so Kanan is probably going to reposition elsewhere then. Actually, Kanan's just going to hang out here. He's just going to reposition and get engaged with both of them again. That's going to be 3 points. And the Rebel Commandos are going to try and take Leia's point, it looks like. Alright, we're going to spend a force for a Commando Doctrine, and we're just going to hit this ingress point, go right up there. And this guy, unfortunately, can't make it across here, so we're just going to go straight. Oh, no, Bosk. Oh, wait, Bosk is down, so yeah, we're safe to do that. So they're going to get a focus action, throw 8 dice. Leia, however, is within range of a bunch of basically wounded allied characters here. So she's adding 2 dice to this, so she's actually going to be getting 7 dice for her defense, which is wild. So we're going to start with the one that's up on the gantry. And then Leia will throw her dice. So Leia's going to block 3 with a recover, and the Commandos are going to get 4 through. So we're going to do a pin, shove, disarm, and let's see. Jeez, okay. So we're just going to push her back there. She's going to be, wait, is it a pin? No, it's not. It's not a pin. It's oh, it is a pin actually. Yeah, it's a disarm and a pin that's going down on her, plus 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. And a sweet reposition for this guy up here. And he's just going to reposition right over to here. And he was able to shove Leia off the point, so he's actually taking it now. And now we got this bottom one to shoot as well. And the other one doing the exact same thing. 8 dice coming in. That's not as impressive this time around. And Leia is blocking a healthy 4 here. So let's see what happens. So it's just going to be 1 crit going through this particular time here. And it's just going to be a pin and a damage. She did recover the health last time, so she is going to take 2 from this one because she did keep the pin on her. So there it is. And that's going to be 3 points for Spectre. I also just realized I forgot to put the hedge bets on camera there. There was 2 force remaining at the refresh there. A strain went on to Ezra, and then a strain did go onto the Commandos, so they did take 3 damage during their activation there. Priority objective is going to be the back point with Lando and Lobot, which is excellent for them. And we have Lobot going. Yeah, so Lobot is going to go, and we're going to choose an allied scoundrel. And what we're going to do is we are going to choose himself. And he's just going to dash over to here to get up the ingress point, because I want him to be able to shoot here. Because I think we're going to be taking some shots into Kanan to try and slow him down a little bit. Which, yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do. It also just dawned on me, I've been forgetting to deflect with Kanan all this time, but 7 dice into Kanan. That's 1 fail there, and Kanan is going to block 3, I believe. Yeah, he's going to block 3 with a dash. Lobot's 2 expertise is going to give him a crit and a strike. So I think we're just going to do that. And, oh, wait, no, it's 3, and 3 go through. And it's going to be 4 damage, push, and a strain. And then Lobot is just going to, like, shove himself back down onto this point here, just to make sure we're taking it. And then we're going to spend a force, and we're going to do a security network and get Han and Chewie doing some things. Kanan is also going to opt not to dash, because I don't want to take 3 more damage on him. So Han is just going to do a dash. He's going to get a focus, and we are just going to punch Kanan with 6 dice. And I think I actually forgot to deflect again, all things considered. So unfortunately, there's not going to be a tactical network happening, because I just remembered that right now. But I think in the nature of this game, I did forget about that. So I'm gonna keep going. That was an error on my part. So this is going to be 6 dice with the focus going into Kanan here. And Kanan is not terribly worried there. Oh yeah, Kanan is not worried at all. He's going to block 2 with a dash. And block 4 with the dash, sorry. And the expertise here is just going to be a crit and a strike. So 2 go through onto Kanan. And Han's just going to do 3 and a shove, because Kanan can't do the dash, because he's actually going to kill himself if he does it at this point. And that's going to be Lobot all done, it looks like. And I've suddenly forgotten what the priority is, but I think it was that back point. So he'll score 2. Priority for the Spectres is going to be the back point with Lobot and Lando. And we're in the top deck. That's perfect, actually. And with the tactics ability here, we are just going to dash Zeb back onto this point, because what we're about to do here is almost certainly going to get Kanan killed. So we're going to start off with a force push. We're going to spend 3 force to do this. Ugh. And we are just going to yeet Lando away here. We're just going to yeet him away, and then we're going to punch Lobot. 7 dice into Lobot here. Or, no, sorry, 6 dice, because this is melee. I think I rolled 1 too many dice in an earlier attack. Very good roll here. And Lobot will just block 3 of it, I believe. He's going to have 3 and disarm Kanan. Kanan is going to get 2 through, which is enough to take Lobot down and shove him around a little bit, but it's also going to trigger Leia's ability. So Lobot's just going to get shoved back, like so. We will follow up a little bit, just over to here. And that is going to take the point back, but we are going to trigger Leia's crackback ability. She's not going to be able to do any movement, so she's just going to get rid of that, and she'll throw 5 dice into Kanan. 5 dice into Kanan! Not what she wanted to see there. Kanan is going to block, I think that's just 2 of it with a 3 with a dash, and Leia is only going to be adding, what here? She's going to get 1 through, basically. So not exactly what she wanted, which also means Kanan doesn't go down, only taking 2 points of damage. Oh, hold on. No, he takes nothing because Leia was disarmed. So, yep, there we go. So that's going to be a momentum for taking down Lobot and scoring 4. So Spectre might finally be able to cap this out a little bit, but did have to spend a lot of force to do that. I also think I forgot about deflect again, but too late now. The point is going to be this back point right here, and it is going to be the Scoundrels' turn. And we got Han and Chewie waking up. Going to cause some mischief. Alright, it's time to do a little bit of gambling here. So Han and Chewie, we're going to do that. That is going to give us a focus right there. Chewie is going to... Chewie, I think, is actually okay where he is at the moment. Actually, no. Chewie is going to... Chewie's going to get over to here using that movement there. And unfortunately, we didn't quite get the distance I wanted here, which kind of sucks. Alright then. So I got to do Look Out He's Loose, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get engaged with anyone here, but I need to take 2 shots into Sabine here, I think. Oh no, I think I did bad things here. Well, let's see if it works out. I think I just misplayed here. So we're going to start with Han doing 8 dice into Sabine. Respectable. Sabine, who's going to be getting cover from Hera, is she's blocking 3, so that's not too shabby herself there. But Han is still going to be getting through 5 after his expertise, a crit and 2 strikes going through. That's going to be 5 damage, a pin and a strain, and 2 shoves. So we're actually going to just follow up twice here. Yeah, just get him over here. Not actually going to shove her around at all. She's only taking 4 because of the protection, but it is still something. And then we got Chewie up, and he's getting a pretty respectable roll himself. And Sabine is going to be blocking 4. Ooh, that's rough for these guys here. 4 expertise is just going to be 2 crits, so 3 go through into Sabine on this one. Now, thankfully, because she's already pinned, it's going to be 4 damage plus another pin, which is actually going to take Sabine down. So gonna wound her and trigger Kanan. But that is also going to give us some wiggle room on stuff we can do here. Kanan is going to recover and jump over to here. That's my point at the moment. And do I have range on him? On range 4, I don't think I do, actually. Which, unfortunately, I do not. So Kanan doesn't actually get a shot in here. Not at who I wanted, anyway. So he's going to take a shot into Leia. 5 dice into Leia. For 3 strikes, and Leia with her 5 dice defense. Oh, actually, she's getting a lot more because she's got the wing guard, so she's got 6 dice. And she's blocking everything. Yep, does not matter. So that is all done. And then we're going to spend... It's got to be big plays here. Actually, no, it doesn't got to be big plays here because Han is where he wants to be. Chewie's where he wants to be. We're going to flip... Oh no, we gotta spend the last 2 force, and we're gonna reposition him up there And we're going to flip these 2 points in favor of the Scoundrels. It's going to be some momentum there, and scoring 3, and some more momentum. So we're finally getting some momentum on the board here. Priority objective is going back to the point that Han just took. And we have the Commandos up next. So Commando's going to spend a force. We're just going to move 1 Commando so we get a better angle on Han here. And then this Commando is just going to dash up a little bit. Actually, this Commando is going to just dash over here, because if we can take Han and Chewie down, we will get 2 points back. 8 dice from the Commando. Both of them are going into Han here. Not a great start for the Commandos. And Han is actually going to block 3. So basically the crits are going to be going through here. So 3 crits going through. So it's going to be a pin, a shove. So the shove will take Han down to here. And my shove will take him right to there. Actually, no, it won't. He was right there. Oh, yeah, it will. Okay, so his shove will take him right there, which will allow the Commandos to take the point back. And then I guess what we'll do is we'll just do a damage and disarm. So it's going to be 3 damage, a pin, and a disarm. And doing it again. And very similar roll here. And Han is once again going to be blocking 3. So basically just 2 crits go through here, which in this case it's going to be just 3 more damage. And we're just going to shove Han around a little bit more. So Han just gets shoved back right to there. And we will flip this 1 point here, which is the priority point, and Han and Chewie will have taken 6 damage. I still have an action remaining, which I think they're just going to recover and just regain 2 of their stamina here, and that will be them. So yeah, so they're going to gain 3 points, and that's going to bring us to Zeb's point. And we're going to flip over and get Lando. We're going to Sabak shift and put him back into the deck here, refresh 2 force, and hope we don't top deck him. As a note, we also put a strain on Lando for that. And we're going to go into the Wingguard. So they're going to wake up. We're going to get rid of that pin there. Wingguard are going to activate, and this guy, unfortunately, is going to take a little bit of damage here. And we're just going to strain, get over to there, takes 3 damage. Oh, actually, no, we gotta strain and get over to here, because unfortunately we need to get within 2 of Lobot to get the free focus, which we did. This one is fine where she is, and we are just going to make some combat actions. 8 dice into the Commandos. Excellent attack there. Commando's going to be blocking 3 of it, it looks like. And the 2 expertise on the Wingguard here, it's just going to be 2 more strikes, so we're just going to do that, and 4 are going to go through still. It's going to be a pin, damage, and 2 shoves. So shove number 1 right to there, and that's pretty much where Lando, or where that guy can be pushed to. Oh, actually, I got an angle here, so just shove him over there, and that pin's going to go on. And 8 dice into Kanan. Oh, not shabby at all. And Kanan is going to block 2 of it. And the Wingguard are going to add, it looks like, 2 more strikes, so 4 into Kanan, which is going to maybe take him down. Going to do 4 points of damage. I can only actually deal up to 3 points of damage, so Kanan doesn't go down here. So we're just going to shove him twice, basically. And we're just going to follow up on the first shove there, just to get over to there. And we will pin Kanan. Now, unfortunately, I don't take this point back, but the Scoundrels do take this point back, and they will score just 2, it looks like, and get some momentum. Spectre priority is going to be the back point with Chewbacca there. And we are going to pull Sabine. And Sabine is going to have, I think, Hera do a dash just to get over to here. And then Sabine, oh yeah, she also wakes up. We're gonna get rid of that pin there. And then Sabine herself, I think what we're gonna do is, I think we're just gonna pick on Han and Chewie, maybe? I think that's what we do. Gonna focus shoot into, oh, actually I was gonna focus shoot into Han and Chewie, but I realized I'm taking that point back anyway. We're gonna focus shoot into the Wingguard here. So this is just going to be 9 dice with her impact, or sorry, her sharpshooter. Very good roll there, and the Wingguard will be blocking only 2 of it. Not good for the Wingguard there. The 1 expertise is going to be 2 more strikes. Oh, 2 expertise, sorry, yeah, just 2 more strikes there. So the 3 expertise will actually give me 6 through total, if I'm doing my math right. Which, I mean, 5 is my tree, so even if it's just 5, we're still getting through all of them on the Wingguard. That is going to be enough to take the Wingguard down. We're going to throw a pin, a strain, and then we're going to get a jump on there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to jump over to just help take this point. She's taken 3 damage from all this as well because she was strained. And that is going to be that, and we're going to flip these points here, which, with momentum, that is going to be a Spectre victory. Scratch the victory for the Spectres there. Leia does have her thing, so she's going to dash up there and take a 5-dice pot shot into Sabine. So, not a bad shot, and then Sabine does have cover from Hera there. So she's going to be blocking 3 of it, I believe. Yeah, she's going to be blocking 3 of it. And then Leia is going to be getting through, it looks like a crit and a damage, or a crit and a strike. So 3 are still going to go through onto Sabine. So she's just going to shove Sabine back, like so. And then she'll retain control of that point right there. The rest will flip over. Spectre will score 3 and some momentum. So it is still very close. It is Spectre's game to lose, I think, at this point. Scoundrels up next. It's going to be the point that Leia just took back. And who do we got? Got Lando again, eh? Yeah, Lando's actually good here. And Lando is going to use his tactic ability. He is going to choose himself, remove the strain, put the strain back on, take some damage there. And yeah, because he's going to dash and take 3. But I got to get him back onto that point there. 8 dice. Oh, 9 dice into Zeb. We're going to focus. So 9 dice into Zeb. Not awful. Only 4 from his defense there. He's going to block 2 of that. So we'll just get rid of those. And the 3 expertise there is going to be 4 strikes. So 6 going through, which is going to be his tree. Wow. That's going to result in 6 damage, 3 shoves, and a disarm. Jeez. Okay, so that's actually probably Lando's best activation I've ever seen from him there. So we're just gonna put him out into nowhere there. Secure this point for myself. We are gonna follow up just up to bouncing into him right there, and we will disarm Zeb and take this point back and score 3. So scoring 3 and getting some momentum for that. And then once again, Leia's point, it's really loving that one. And we have the Shatterpoint card. This is probably where it ends. Kanan is going to choose himself, and he's going to do a dash after removing the pin here. And then we're just going to focus and take a shot into Leia. So this is just going to be 8 dice into Leia with a coordinated fire, I think. 8 dice, coordinated fire, only need to do 4 points of damage here. And I think he'll do it. I got the extra defense dice on Leia from having Han and Chewie nearby. Her defense is going to be just blocking 3 with a recover. We're going to get rid of that, going to get rid of that, get rid of these 3 right there. And then the crit pistol is just going to be a strike and a, we got it. We got it. That's more than enough damage, which will end up flipping this point back for us because Sabine is still right there as well as Hera. It's going to be a momentum as well as scoring 3 points, which does end the game. So there we go. It is going to be a Spectre victory. Very hard fought. The Scoundrels with Lando really did have a hard time with this one. That's a lot down to I'm still trying to figure out Scoundrels. I really liked how Lobot operated with Han and Chewie in the Wingguard. Bosk really didn't get to do much of anything. He had a decent first turn activation there, and then he just kind of sat back there. Lando had a good one. Honestly, I think Bosk was... Leia also didn't really have a great activation either. She didn't really do a whole lot. So unfortunately, the synergy wasn't quite where I was hoping it would be in this particular instance. And Spectre continues to be really good. Now, having said that, in the first struggle, Spectre's dice were just on fire, getting lots of great attacks in there. Really hard to kind of fight back against that one. So not really much to say there. And of course, I was playing two teams. So unfortunately, I did have a lot of mental load going on here, and I definitely missed stuff. I know I definitely missed deflects there, and I might have missed a couple things on the Scoundrel sides. I really do think I was trying to make the best decisions I saw at the time, so I'm going to be very curious to see what the discussion down below looks like on this one, because I'd love to see what people saw that I missed and what they would have done instead, because that's also kind of the purpose of a game like this. Am I going to do this often? Nah, this was a mental taxing load. This took me 2 hours to film on my own, which is a long time. It's very late at night, and I need to go to bed. So I'm just going to leave it at that one. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and hopefully next week we're going to be back with a guest. Happy wargaming.